Hi, my name is Olivia Genar-Fernandez. Here's my ID. And today I will be talking about how to successfully conduct a business in Portugal. Here are a few facts about Portugal. The population is 10.31 million. It is located on the Iberian Peninsula. The primary languages in Portugal are Portuguese, English, and Mirandese. The GDP of Portugal is 231.3 billion, and the currency that they use is euros. A little bit of history about Portugal. In the 19th and 20th centuries, Portugal became one of the poorest countries in Western Europe. In 1986, Portugal joined the European Economic Community, which helped them begin to grow economically. They primarily focus on services and manufacturing, and I've listed a few of their main imports and exports. So in Portugal, punctuality is not seen as important. In fact, it is polite to arrive 5 minutes late. The hosts will usually arrive on time, but others are usually late. Although more than 30 minutes late is generally considered rude. The Portuguese will often specify the time arrangements in somewhat of a relaxed way. For instance, by saying in the afternoon, they mean between 1 and 6 p.m. By saying in the late afternoon or evening, they mean between 6 p.m. and 9 p.m. And at night, they usually mean any time after 10 p.m. In Portuguese society in general, appearance is very important. Portuguese people are usually well aware of current fashion trends and clothes and they're often used to express one's status or success. Business dress is usually rather formal. Casual dress is still unusual in Portuguese companies, even in modern or creative industries. Male Portuguese business associates normally wear long-sleeve shirts, since short-sleeve shirts are seen as too casual. When in a meeting, it is fine to take off your jacket if you are too hot. However, it is advisable to check if the other party is okay with it. For women, it is advisable to dress well, but not to overdress. Trousers and trouser suits are acceptable as part of a women's business attire. Since the Portuguese place such a high emphasis on status, they have a great respect for their superiors, which is often exaggerated. Due to this approach, Portuguese workers are not used to asserting their own ideas or questioning management, and so their bosses are usually dictators. Portuguese people are generally complacent and dislike confrontation. Disputes are typically resolved through discourse, negotiation, or avoidance altogether. Cheating or loss of trust would be a deal breaker for the Portuguese. The workplace tends to be somewhat formal, with even close colleagues using titles and last names. Another issue with the Portuguese business culture is the non-fulfillment of commitments either on time or at all. For foreign associates, it is advisable not to assume that commitment will be fulfilled without constant attention and badgering. The first action should be to shake hands. At the end of the meeting, partners will exchange their business cards, never at the beginning. Ensure you maintain direct eye contact when talking to your Portuguese counterparts. After the greeting, it is polite to devote some time to informal conversation before you proceed to the business agenda. As both partners get to know each other, the nature of meetings becomes more personal and relaxed. Then it is acceptable, for instance, to greet each other with a hug or a handshake, and women kiss each other on the cheek twice. In the Portuguese business environment, it is normal to give gifts to customers and partners. To reject a gift is often seen as offensive. For the Portuguese, gifts are a sign of respect, not bribery. The usual practice is to present gifts unwrapped and to give them at the beginning of a business meeting. If you receive a wrapped gift, it is polite to open it immediately and express gratitude. Although it is sufficient to say thank you for a gift, it is recommended that you send a thank you note after the encounter. Particularly suitable gifts for Portuguese business partners include gifts from your own country or region, spirits, whiskey, or port wine. Generally, conversations tend to be quite informal. Portuguese people are open and welcome to strangers who are keen to discuss various topics. The golden rule for business people is to start in a rather formal manner and gradually proceed to a more casual mode of conversation. However, bear in mind that this can depend on the age, origin, or status of the person that is involved. In the initial stage of an encounter, any personal compliments or personal questions should be avoided. Instead, it is advisable to compliment the country, people in general, food, wine, or climate, and discuss, for instance, your own family and home, since the family is important in Portugal. A sense of humor is also highly valued in Portuguese society and usually a good idea to start with in the early stages of a conversation. It is considered very normal to invite business contacts to either lunch or dinner, although breakfast meetings are far less common. Lunch usually starts around 1 p.m. and will last up to 2 hours, while dinner will start anytime between 8 and 9:30 p.m. and can last for up to 3 hours. Mealtimes are used for cementing relationships rather than discussing business deals, so be wary of starting business talk unless the topic is raised by your Portuguese counterparts. As Portugal is rather conservative and reserved nation, over-exuberant behavior in visitors can be seen as rude. Greetings should be formal and respectful, and formal titles such as Senor and Senora should be used unless you have been specifically told to use a first name. It's customary to shake hands with people you don't know well, and with closer friends, it's usual for men to hug and for women to kiss each other on the cheek from right to left. In many countries, it is seen as to be polite to have a clean plate at the end of a meal, but in Portugal, it is considered polite to leave a little bit of food on your plate once you have finished. And these are my citations. Thank you so much.